Folks, it don't matter what Drake do, he can't win. Family is Providence, and I'm here to tell the truth. Jay-Z is continuing his what I call the I'm So Mature Now tour, where he's doing interview after interview trying to reinvent his image and show how mature he has become as a 50-something-year-old businessman. We saw him in the GQ interview saying that battle rap shouldn't exist anymore, apologizing for dropping a diss record on Nas, saying that he had no sort of ill will towards Drake whatsoever when he put Kendrick in the Super Bowl. And now for his latest interview, he is saying that, well, if you're an older rapper, you shouldn't be having any music or making music that's chasing the youth, whatever that means. And so Jay-Z is trying to reinvent himself after a couple of years of some bad press, right? Press about him being in the Epstein files, him being sued by some woman who said that he was interacting with her when she was 13. All those things were very, very baseless, to be fair to Jay-Z, but it was bad press nonetheless, right? Stuff about his alleged son, etc., etc. And so Jay-Z is actively now trying to do PR work. And the Jay-Z of old, well, we're supposed to forget about that. Here's what Jay-Z had to say.
I tell people all the time, never fight against the future. Future's coming. Artists, they were trying to recreate something that was already done, but they're not connected to it like that. They're not living it and breathing it. They were fighting against gravity as opposed to telling their story. We needed that other side. We needed to hear about what happens when you've had 4 successful albums. What happens? What is that feeling like? How do you make the next one? How did you get in the studio? How are your kids? How do you interact with them as this hip hop dad? But if you're trying to make young music and you're not young, it's gonna be inauthentic and people can feel that, you can smell it. So the best thing that anyone can do, like going through music, is to tell a story and just keep creating from that space. I love what the Clipse are doing right now and how it's authentic to them, and they're telling the story about their mom and dad who just passed away and how deep that is, with John Legend singing on the chorus, and everything that they've been through is an authentic display, a piece of classic material that it could have came out 96 or come out 2026. It still feels the same because it's real and it's authentic to who they are.
Now, obviously, there is some truth to what Jay-Z is saying. It's way better for an artist to make music from an authentic place than it is for them to try to force something that they're not. Hip hop has always valued the real, the person speaking from their own experiences, and has frowned upon the fake. Even though a lot of rappers are fake, it does value authenticity. That's something that is true to hip hop. The problem is with what Jay-Z is saying is that hip hop remains at its core still a fundamentally immature piece of art. What do I mean by that? The majority of the music is still meant to attract and still promote immature, vain, materialistic lifestyles. That just is what it is. Now, there's conscious hip hop, spiritual hip hop, and not all hip hop is like that, but the mainstream music that gets played does promote vanity. And Jay-Z's going to talk about the Clipse and how they made music about their parents and now they're creating from an authentic space. Well, I listened to their latest album. They were still talking about moving cocaine on their new album. So be it. Pusha T raps, I could show you how to bust a brick if you let me. Oh, I thought they supposed to be making mature music now. They ain't been in the streets for years. Malice, who's supposed to be a Christian now, he changed his name to No Malice. He rapping. He was dressed in the house of Gucci, made by selling Lady Gaga. What you think that Lady Gaga is? That white. Again, Pusha T. She want a Mike Tyson blow to the face. What that mean? Taking cocaine up the nostrils. Twist and turn. These guns blitz and burn. Ooh, guns? Wait, blitz? Wait, what? I thought they supposed to be mature, rapping about families, moms and dads. Too many flip and turn. Oh, rapping about the streets, snitching. What? Had to get rich and learn. The Bezos of the nasal. The Bezos of the nasal? So he trying to say he like Jeff Bezos. He done sold so much white. He like the Amazon of the nasal. Wow. Sounds pretty mature to me. Look how these guys done grew up and talking about an authentic space that they're in and not talking about the streets and things that they used to do, not glorifying the youthful pursuits of selling drugs anymore. They mature now, right, Jay-Z? Come on, dog. All of these rappers, Future, he's still rapping about what he did, the youthful passions and pursuits. He in his 40s. Jay-Z was rapping about that into his 40s as well. Countless examples of this. So Jay-Z likes to make it seem as if, yeah, man, you need to grow up and create from a mature space. But the reality is most of these rappers have not and will not do that. And Jay-Z, while I will give him 444 came from that place, he was almost forced into that space because he did Beyonce wrong, and Beyonce dropped her own album about how he cheated on her. So he almost had to make that album. Outside of that, all of these dudes live perpetually chasing the youth in the music that they produce. Now, a lot of people have interpreted this as a shot at Drake, and I tend to agree. I mean, the timing of Iceman coming out, the fact that he put Clipse in there who are Drake's known ops, seems very suspicious. I mean, Jay-Z's not a fool. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was saying. And one of the criticisms that Drake has faced in his career is that he continues to not mature in his music, but make music for the clubs, make music for the youth. And so this is putting that narrative out back into the hip hop conversation so that when Iceman drops, and we all know Drake got the bangers, the club bangers, the et cetera, we gonna say, yeah, cool, Drake, but you still ain't maturing. And I'm here to tell you folks, Drake can't win. It don't matter what Drake do, he finna get criticized. See, Jay-Z said, as you mature, you should speak from a place of where you are and how you feel about what you've been through. Okay, cool. Let's say Drake wants to talk about how he feels about things he's been through. Well, you know what he been through? He was just through a rap battle that the whole world talked about, in which he got called some of the slimiest things you could ever be called, accused of some of the slimiest things he could ever be called. Everybody, or at least most people, think he lost the battle. If he wants to talk about that and say how he feels about that, everybody gonna hit the timeline like, bro, shut up. We don't want to hear how you feel. We don't care about your emotions when it comes to that. Okay? We don't care how heavy it is on your heart and all of that. We don't care. Be quiet. Just make bangers. Just make the club bangers. We just want you to make the dance records. Charlemagne is on record saying, move on from the battle. We don't want to hear you do this. Or no, listen, just make the club records, the records for the ladies. Okay, cool. Well, now you got Jay-Z and other people saying, nah, dog, if you do that, you're immature. You're refusing to grow up. Hip hop is sitting here and they haven't had a top 10 hit in months in the so-called dot era. Everybody wants Drake to make music that hits in the clubs, that the young people could turn up to. We want that. But the second Drake decides to make that type of music, he will be criticized. So Drake is in a lose-lose situation. And this is what's frustrating because, and you know, to be clear, I think Drake does not care one way or the other. But if you're a Drake fan and you're watching this, you understand that the culture is going to be prepared to hate no matter what. It don't matter what Iceman sounds like. If Drake made the bangers, well, he's immature. He ain't speaking from a real place, etc., etc. He ain't making music from an authentic place. Then if he decides to do that, well, bro, why you crying? Why you whining? We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear your emotions and your feelings and all of that. Make the bangers. So it's a lose-lose situation. But anyway, family, those have been my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section. Like the video, and I would ask if you made it to this point in the video that you subscribe. Help a small content creator out. I'm trying to grow the channel. I appreciate the support. It's been Providence, and I will see you guys in the next video.